Well, welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Live. We are back from Career Conference, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. And tonight, everybody that went to Career Conference is going to get a chance to share. And some of us are going again next week. Sherry Tully and all the North Carolina girls are going to be at Career Conference on the other side. I'm saying the other side of the earth, but it's only the other side of the United States. Just seems like it's on the other side of Earth. Anyway, I'm super excited. We want to do some quick recognition this week. And I just want you guys to know that no matter where you are in your business, every day, the goal is to move you closer to your goal. It's moving closer to your dream. So, what I'm doing now is before I go to bed, I'm saying, what's the one most important thing to do that I can do tomorrow that'll move me closer to my goal? It may not make my office the most organized, it may not do anything else, but it moves me closer to my goal because that's what you want to be asking yourself every single night. What's the one most important thing for me to do that can move me closer to my goal? So I'd love for you to put in the chat some scoop from this last week. So since our last Tuesday Night Live meeting, if you did new faces, type that in the chat. I want to know how many new faces you pampered. If you did any sharing appointments, meaning you shared the career opportunity either with your director and a prospect on a three-way call or a three-way video, or you did it yourself, type that in the chat. If you had sales this last week, can you type that in the chat? So I'm looking for new faces, sharing the Mary Kay story, adding any team members and any sales. So please type all that in the chat because we want to be there to cheer you on. I also want to cheer for our stars. If you were a star consultant, wave your pom-poms if you've got a pom-pom. I want to do a quick shout out to some of our stars. I know Melanie Nelson was a star, and of course I was a star as well. Carrie McCurdy was a pearl star. Sherry Tully was an emerald star. And Janine Whitus was a ruby star. And we had Melissa Moreland, who was a sapphire star, and Tammy Mann, who was a sapphire star. Congratulations. All of these people are going on a virtual trip to Switzerland. Now you might go, wait, what? But I'm not kidding you. It is so fun. The woman we hired has been doing these tours. She's been to over 50 countries. I think she's in like her late 30s, maybe early 40s, and she's already been to 50 different countries. So she's going to take us on this tour. And I'll tell you what, after she does the tour, she'll tell us like where's the best places to eat and where are all the best sites to see. You literally want to book a trip as soon as you're done. When she did the one to Norway, I literally wanted to book a trip to Norway the next day. I was like, I want to go in person. So the trip is going to be amazing. It's virtual. It's a Saturday. Consultants, you must register yourself with all your points and all your sales and everything by before Thursday. So you have basically today and tomorrow, and you'll get the link to do all that. Okay, so I'm super excited. So shout out to all of our star consultants and shout out to all of you that are having sales and doing faces as well. I'd also like to welcome any new team members. So do we have any new team members that we have not yet met? If you are brand new in our unit, will you unmute yourself really quick and tell us your name? Who's brand new? Do we have Hilda? Is your new team member on, or Sherry, or any of your team members on? Because we have a very, very fun oath to do. Hilda, do you know if Jeannie's coming on or Joni's coming on? Quick. So Sherry just has added 3 new team members just this month. So Sherry, can you come on your unmute yourself and tell us how did you add 3 to your team this month already?
Well, I promoted that. I promoted the idea of getting 50% off, and then my person on the fundraiser chose to get her stuff, and she wanted to build and be able to do this every year with me. And she's getting excited and starting to follow and look at her Mary Kay Confident, and she's finagling her way through the website, and I just say, call me, I'll be there for you, whatever you need. And she's jumping in. I also have 2 new potential recruits coming. So I need to get them on a skincare class.
I'm excited for you. So you now have officially a team of 4. So I'm pretty sure when I come back there in 2 days, we will be doing your red jacket debut, or at least I'll bring you all your loot and we can do your red jacket debut the following Tuesday night on our
Just
meeting.
got one qualified too. So woohoo, completely
Very,
qualified.
Very, very, very excited for you. And Hilda, tell us really quick about Joan. I know she can't be on tonight, but she is going to jump on training for tomorrow. She's got class tonight. So tell us, how did you meet Joan? And she's your officially your third, no, your fourth team member.
You hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. I've been trying to get that on for the longest. Um, yeah, Joan, she is a member of my church. She sings in our choir. Very, you guys will love her. And very, very good work ethic. And so, yeah, I'm glad to have her on my team, trying to build a strong team here. I have Debbie now and Joan, and I have two of my nieces.
So I'm excited. I think it's going to be super exciting to see you go up the career path. And I know you're this close to ordering that red jacket from the company, and I cannot wait to see you in red. It was so fun to see you crossing the stage. So we'll hear about career conference in a second. But you guys, please feel free to keep typing in the checks. I'm going to go back and capsulate all that or recap it all at the very, very end. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is how many of you handed out at least one business card this last week? I'm just curious, to somebody you did not know. Who met somebody and handed them a card? Hilda's got her hand up. Anybody else hand out a business card? Sherry did. Okay, two of you. I'm just excited. Oh, Sandy, you did as well. Congratulations, because sometimes you just never know. I was talking to Debbie earlier today. You've got to be prepared, right, Debbie? Because you never fails. You'll be in line. You run into someone you went to school with, you haven't seen her in 20 years, but she recognizes you. And the next thing you're going is like, dang, I wish I had a card to hand her. So always be prepared, right? It just never seems to go that way. All right, Miss Melanie, why don't you go ahead and take over?
Well, okay, we are going to do, let's do our tech talk first, and then we have a couple announcements. So, I wanted to show you something, and this is kind of an interesting little, I am going to, let's see, I want to be here in, okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and what you are seeing there should be familiar to you. It is the Mary Kay In Touch website. And Diane was telling us the other day, she said, there's something called editor's picks, beauty editor's picks. And I saw it, but I don't remember where I saw it. So I went in and it's like, oh, I know where that is. That's under resources. So I'm in touch, and you click under resources, and down here it says MK mentions. So I click on that. Okay. And I learned something I did not know, because I knew where to find it there. But guess where this just took me? It took me away from Mary Kay in Touch, and it took me to marykay.com. And these things are actually on marykay.com. So if you were wanting to share these with your with a customer, I think you would want to go into, and okay, I keep getting other stuff in the way. I would want to go to marykay.com and go to my personal site. So this is a different way to get to it. But go to marykay.com, your personal site, and then under tips and trends, you will see MK mentions. And that's going to take you to that same place. What I like about this one is if I wanted to share this with a customer, this is my website. And so if she sees something on this that she wants to buy, she will, if she clicks on the product, she's going to be shopping my website when she does this. So I would say, rather than going to it, even though you can get to it from InTouch, you're better off getting to it from your own personal website. So your own personal website, marykay.com, blah, 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 whoever you are, tips and trends, MK mentions. And then down here we have, you either have awards and honors or beauty editors picks. And the beauty editors picks are really cool, because these are things that have been published in various publications, either print publications or online. And these are not paid advertisements. So Mary Kay did not write a check to them and say, please, here's an advertisement, we would like you to publish for it. What we probably did do is send some samples of products to them to try, but the beauty editors try those products, and they pick the ones they like, and that's what they will write about. So just this month, there are 3, I believe, here. The Great Heights mascara was featured in Closer Weekly, or Closer, I'm not sure what that, and so that's a print publication. It was also the Mary Kay sunscreen, the new one, the 50 SPF, was included in Happy, and the Mary Kay Great Heights mascara was also featured in Pop Sugar. So if you wanted to share these on your personal, like you wanted to share this onto your Facebook page, what you would want to do is right click on the image and here, open image in new tab. Now you have the image in a large size, and you can copy that. So you can right click on it to copy the image, and then you could open up your social media like Facebook or whatever. And let's see.
Melanie, can I ask you a question? Because I saw another consultant and she would post that whole page, but she would blur the other products, and the only one she would not blur is the Mary Kay. How do you blur that? Do you know?
Um, I think you would have to do that in an editor, but let me
Okay,
yeah,
I was
let me
just
just see.
curious.
No, that's a good let me I was just gonna paste that here, but let me see. In here. So if I
So while
paste
Melanie's
that
doing, do you all
in,
understand what a big deal this is? So beauty editors get hundreds and thousands of products in the mail. Like they probably get 100 different mascaras to try. And the editor tries all these. I don't know if she tries them on her or the team or whatever, but they literally pick their favorite. So when your product gets picked, it's a big flipping deal. So just saying. Huh. I would
so
probably
yeah,
take a snippet of that whole thing.
like just do a screen snip here.
Yeah, I would just take this, hold on, I would just take this snippet tool. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but I would literally come in here and just snip this whole thing. Can you see what I'm doing?
No, because we're looking at my screen and not yours. But if
Okay, never mind.
but yeah, I mean I could do that. I have this screen snip where you could snip the whole thing and it would but now I'm not sure if it would show. I don't know if that shows because I don't think I'm
Okay.
sharing this app. But anyway, yeah, you could do it if you were to. You can do a screenshot if you were to search to this on your phone. You could screenshot it on your phone, and you could. But yeah, so but the I you could. Okay, well here's one. Let's open this one. So this one is just so we don't have to worry about that idea of other products being on the page. So we could open this image in a new tab. And this image is only about Mary Kay um, Great Heights mascara, and they're showing it.
Wow.
This is best mascara. So this would be a great image to share. And it's got some copy on the page. It's got a good image of the product. I don't know much about Pop Sugar. Now, here's what I would look at. These are listed most recent to oldest. So you can scroll down here and you're like, well, nobody I know, I've never heard of. I'm an old person, so this is the way I'm talking. I've never heard of Happy. I've never heard of Pop Sugar, but I get down here and Marie Claire, I know that one. And so that would mean something to probably people of my age and my friends. So I would want to share a product. Oh, this product was featured in Marie Claire, or this product was featured in Forbes. This product was featured in Good Housekeeping. These are older. Well, those are last month, so they're not really that old. But those are ones that I know would carry weight with my people. So those would
Hmm.
probably be the ones I'd want to share. Or let's say I really, really love this, and I do, the dynamic wrinkle limiter. And so, oh, that was featured, I don't, in this particular publication with a bunch of other products. By the way, this one, I opened this one up. I don't know what Real Simple is, what the publication is, but they have all of these wrinkle releasers that are, one of them supposed to be
I knew
better
my
for your
cord.
eyes. One of them supposed to be better for mouth lines. One of them supposed to be better for forehead lines. But the Mary Kay one, it says it's better for everything. So even though they only have a little picture of it, I like that they said we were the best all around wrinkle limiter of all of those products. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, there we
Great
go.
job. So can you guys imagine, let's just say dynamic wrinkle limiter. Let's say Melanie posted that on her website on a Monday. She could go live on Wednesday and have the product literally in her hand and be applying it to wherever she would apply it, saying, you guys saw this on Monday. It was chosen by whatever magazine. And look, I put it here, I put it here, I put it here. And then maybe a day or two later, she puts another before and after picture from Google Images or something. So you're constantly layering the same product. That could be your product of the week or something. So Melanie, thank you. So basically, Melanie, you're telling us to go to our own personal websites and pull it off there.
I think that's the best way because also, if you wanted to, you could share the link for that whole page. And then if your customer went to that link, then they would see the little tiny picture, but what magazine or what website, and then over to the right, that's an active link to your website where they could click on that, see the product, add to cart right from that link. So
Okay.
by doing that I like that. So that would be the best way to get to it. If you go to it from InTouch, it's just going to send you to the generic marykay.com page.
Okay. Great. I also want to do a quick shout out. Sandy Muller added one to her team this last week, and Connie Johnson added one to her team this week. So congratulations to all of you guys who are building your teams. That's so
Diane, I have my
exciting.
recruit here for you. There you go.
Oh, there
You
we
can
are.
have
How are you?
I'm fine.
And I understand this is your third time in Mary Kay. Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
Well,
At 9 years old, I'm not sure.
She's lying. She's 78.
I'm not sure
That's
how
good.
much I'm going to be doing.
Well, no, that's okay. But you know what? It's fun to be a part of a culture and something, and I can't wait to meet you in a couple days.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. So let's switch gears now, everybody. Melanie, I'm sorry. Go ahead and do your announcements. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
well, we have some announcements, and do I have some of these on screen share, but they're not maybe not necessarily the ones that we had talked about. But I actually do have a couple of these. So let me go ahead. I may forward through some of these, but let me share this
Well, if
screen.
not, I can screen share if you need me to.
Yeah, here we go. So let me go up here. Oh, well, here we go. Go there. I was doing some reco for my unit. So, but I see Janine is there in the top 10. So,
And Carrie's number one. Woo!
yep. Well, Carrie's number one. I shouldn't have glossed over that because she just is number one. Lexi's from my unit. So, and of course we got Janine there. So congratulations to you gals. This is tomorrow night. This is a training and it is going to be translated into Spanish. But the Final Four, Janice is doing a night of education. Once a month, she started doing these where it's just training for consultants. So this is not for your guests, but there is a drawing, there are giveaways, and you guys are eligible for those. On the guest nights, you guys are not eligible to win, but you're eligible to win on this night. And she's going to talk about finishing your seminar goals, crossing the finish line, and finishing strong. And there's the beautiful diamond bumblebee and the diamond ring that is that we can earn. So she's going to remind us about those. So that is tomorrow night, and you're not going to want to miss that. This is just some information about Sapphire. Just for now, you want to put the dates here. And that is July 27th through the 31st. Those are the dates. If you're going to start booking travel, those are the dates you want to book for. And then we have next Wednesday, we have our time to turn back the clock. And this is, Janice has Lance on. He's our chemist from Mary Kay Corporate, and he's going to talk about the anti-aging products, the clinical solutions, and specifically the retinol. So if you know anybody who is, wants to
Doesn't
know,
like the wrinkles.
well, yeah, there's that, but there's also those people that just love the science, and they also want to know about the latest and greatest. This is going to be the latest and greatest, so you want to get them on that. And
keep in mind when you guys have 3 guests on an event, you get a gift from your director. And so work on getting at least 5 or 6 guests on.
Yep.
Were you going to show that price increase that's coming up, Mel?
Um, if you want me to, I will. I can put
Yeah,
that
this
on
is
there.
we aren't technically supposed to give this out yet, but I want you guys to always be in the loop. So this is um
Okay,
a
and
price
there
comparison.
are two phase outs too that I think are
Yeah, the
um,
cleansing bar. Yeah.
yeah, the cleansing bar is being phased out. That was actually, I think, supposed to be announced to everybody today, so we're doing okay
Uh-huh.
with that. And the other one that is the cream to powder foundation. We're going to be seeing that go away. Um, and I think that's because they're going to be expanding the shade ranges in the time wise. That's my personal think, but I might be wrong. But because they're saying, so if you know somebody who loves this, tell them to stock up. And then also, um, there are going to be some price adjustments. So, soothing eye gel, hydrogel eye patches,
Satin
satin lips.
lips.
Yep, that's a big one. Now, let me move this out of the way because I don't know if our pictures are blocking the road, the view here. But so the satin lips, where did I put that? So the set is going up to 26. The each piece is going up to $14. So you do still save by buying the set, but it is going to be more expensive for the set. The satin hands are going to be going up. I duplicated the satin hands there for some reason. And then the Time Wise foundations are going up, the gel
Gone.
eyeliner, and then some of the beauty tools. So the travel roll-up bag is taking a pretty big increase, and the brushes are going up a bit. And a couple of these two particular brushes, the two larger brushes, are going to be increasing in price. So those are things that, you know, we just want to give you a little heads up so that you can get them, because once the price goes, I mean, once those are announced, people will, especially the phase outs, those things go away fairly quickly once the
Yeah,
phase
I
out.
don't know, Melanie, if you read it, but the company sent out an email to all the directors and it said, obviously the directors already told everybody because all of a sudden everybody's ordering cream to powder foundation. And so they said, due to the fact that it somehow got out early, thanks to Melanie and I, no. They said that the popular colors are expected to sell out really early. So if cream to powder, if you have a fan base of that or you like it yourself, be sure to stock up now on the colors so that you can get all the colors. Okay, are we done with announcements, Mel?
Um, yeah, because that's all I got there.
Okay. And you guys, so remember, tomorrow is the consultant only training, and a week from tomorrow. So what happens is we all wait till Monday and go, oh shoot, this Wednesday is the retinol event, and you give people a 1 day or 2 day notice. So tonight, make a list before you go to bed of the 10 women who are wrinkle conscious. Either they've mentioned, oh, I should get a facelift, or I've always wanted to get Botox, or how much anti-aging can I buy from you? Like that kind of thing. Make a list of who those people are tonight so that you can text them tomorrow that flyer and explain to them that they really should be on. And then tell them that you're going to offer them a gift if they jump on. And I usually give them a $20 gift card that they can spend within 24 hours. And they almost always use it on the set of retinol. So, okay. Well, I have to tell you how proud I was being
Mm.
at career conference and being able to be there and to see our unit being recognized in the top 10. Our unit was technically number 5. So I'm just bursting with pride with our dynamite unit being on target for over 500,000. We are going to finish the circle of excellence, 650 by the end of June. And it was so exciting as they did the consultant quarter sales and they counted down from 10. I was hoping Carrie was going to make it to 9 to 8. And I was going, and then when they got to 7 and 6, I'm like, oh my God, did Carrie make it? And then they go, number 5, Carrie McCurdy. I about had a heart attack. It was so much fun to watch her run up on stage. I'm sure Carrie's got her purse to show you in a minute. But it was just exciting to see so many of you, to see Hilda running around in a red jacket. For many of you, Shannon and Katie and Debbie, a bunch of you guys, it was your very, very first career conference. So super
Mhm.
exciting. So we've asked everybody to share 3 minutes. I can type in the chat when you have like 30 seconds left if you need a little reminder. But we're going to start with Katie. So Katie, tell us what was your greatest, I don't know, either your greatest moment, your greatest takeaway, the one thing you want to implement, whatever.
Okay. Um, First of all, it just like way exceeded my expectations. I wasn't even sure what to expect except for like a lot of pink and a lot of enthusiasm. But um I made like instantly, like we always say like this is a God thing, this is a God thing. Well, the whole thing obviously is a God thing, and that's, I think, Walt Disney had to go to so many people for his dream to come true. Mary Kay knew that everything was a God thing. I think she just went straight to the big guy. And I think that was a big part of her success. And so, driving down with Shannon, having a brand new best friend, getting there and just going through the whole experience. And there was so many different speakers the first night, and it was really cool actually when Diane came out because everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she's the best speaker." She's been like, "That's our lady, that's our lady, that's our teacher." It's really I came away with realizing, okay, I love that Janice played "When You Wish Upon a Star" because and Diane, you were telling me like the exact quote about, God wouldn't implement or put a dream inside of you without, a way to implement it to come true. And you have the whole verse or phrase, but I love that, and I need to print that out and have that next to my little scriptures that I have on my wall because it's so very true. And that you have to remember what that why is, and maybe it got dusty, And for me, I didn't really. I went in with that 50% goal, and the first time I had like that real meeting with Diane, my director, and um, I found myself telling her things that I would usually like take years to tell a therapist, just because I felt this instant connection, and that's how everybody is with each other. There's just this. We have we work for a company with a company, that celebrates our faith, that celebrates our ambition for not just ourselves, but for each other. So I really, to be completely honest with you, I've been dealing with this surgery and workers' comp issue for like 2 years, surgery for about a year. So my kids have mainly seen me in sweats. When I came home, that's the first time they've ever seen me in nylons ever. They're 16 and 13 nylons, pencil skirt, and a blazer. And I had come in the house with some good marketing tools that I had talked to Diane about, and came in with the roses and thought, you know what? Like, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And there's a little bit of everybody that talked that I thought, you know what? If I can implement that part into my marketing, into my game of when I put, I even texted to Diane, like, I might just put that suit on when I make calls, because I feel like a different person. I have a lot more confidence. I feel a lot different like that than I do, and it'd be doing it for myself. But there's a commitment. Sorry for about the dog. There's a commitment putting that on and everything. So I walked in the house and I just started talking to my girls like they were the winners of an office prize, like one of the teachers did, and told them that I was there to give them roses and to please tell me who else is in the house to celebrate. And when I stopped, they're like, "Mom, do that again." And I'm gonna go hide in my closet for my 4-pound Pomeranian who won't stop working.
Katie, we got to cut it a little short though, babe. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. So long story short, just pretending to do those little things, I came away with so many new marketing strategies. And my kids were like, "Mom, if you came in and talked that way, I would buy that from you." So I have to step way outside my comfort zone by finding more places to go, making, doing more bookings. But it helped me realize that I can do this, and like I will get as much into it as or out of it as I put into it. And it was amazing.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie. Round of applause for you, babe. All right, Shannon, can you go next? Where are you, Miss Shannon Mills?
Oh, did she?
Unmute yourself, babe.
Her computer's having some issues. I know she's on her phone.
Okay. Yeah, my computer took a big poop on me in the middle of the Zoom meeting, and now I'm on my iPhone, and I'm not as savvy at Zoom on my iPhone. So it's a little weird. I'm trying to find all the
You're
buttons
all
and
good, babe.
stuff. All right. So anyways, I want to touch on what Katie said. And by the way, hello everyone. Good to see your faces again. But I just want to touch a little bit on what Katie said because I really agree with a lot of the way this the way I think my expectations as well. I didn't know what to expect, and I thought it was going to be like this big cheesy event, and
Mm.
it. I learned a lot more than I really expected, and I really just fell in love with like all these new people that were really felt genuinely inspiring. And I really, really loved the way people were friendly and kind to one another. And as women, we want to help each other. We all have this same goal in mind. And, we appreciate each other, everybody's differences, all the diversity. I saw a lot more than what I really, really expected. So, and it was all positive. That was another thing that I really enjoyed about it. And um, all the speakers, hearing their stories, it's very relatable for people who are just coming in, like me, about how, they were struggling. But dedication and hard work, you can meet your goals. You just got to stick with it. And so to me, I'm learning a whole new trade, stuff I've never done before, and I'm really getting out of my comfort zone. So I'm kind of proud of myself because I feel like I'm growing as an individual, where I've been a teacher my whole life pretty much. And this is all new. Learning marketing was really exciting for me. um, I really enjoyed, and I want to learn more about it. So I am all in 100%. Um, and what else? Let's see. Oh, Diane, your speech was great. And again, like Katie said, we were so excited when we saw you up there, and we're just everything you said, you in the little song that you played, everything was really exciting for us. And I think that it was a proud moment for me because I look around the room and, like Katie said, everyone's like, oh, yeah, she's so great. Her speech was the best. And hey, it was really awesome. You're full of energy and life, and that really touches people in a very positive, valuable way. So I
Thank
feel
you,
very
Shannon.
blessed to be on your team. And I feel very blessed, to even be doing this. And I'm like, maybe, and I love the whole God first and, family second. Those are always been my mottos. Well, yeah, of course. But working for a company that implements that and really sticks to it, and it shows when you're there at the conference. It really shows that, there's good people. There's still good people out there. So I feel proud to be working for Mary Kay now. And, you know,
We're excited to have you, my dears. Totally excited to have
yes.
you, and so glad you went. I know it took mountains to move to get everybody there. Okay, thank you for sharing. Is Wanika on?
No. So Hilda will be next.
Okay, so, and because yeah, so Hilda, you are next. Miss
Can you
Hilda Banks,
hear
there she is.
me?
We can.
Okay. Well, first, I want to thank God for allowing me and Debbie to get there safely. Um, and thank you, Debbie, for coming with me. Um, with all the rain and everything that was going on, I didn't know what was going to go on, but I knew God had us, okay? And I started off driving to Oakland, and Debbie drove from Oakland to the conference. So that was a blessing for me as well. Um, and before I go into the stuff that I have, I want to thank Diane for pushing me because she always does early in the morning or before she goes to bed. The last time I was in Mary Kay and before I went out this last time, and I came back as soon as I had had been deactivated. um, I said, "Oh, let me get back here because I know God gave me this for a reason." And
Mhm.
Diane always stresses that to me, always reminds me, and I thank her for her motivation and her love that she gives to all of us. Um, this conference was much more than I thought. You know, I had a couple people to say, you know, just never give up, just keep going. And and I and as I was going through the conference, I heard that a lot from a lot of people. They say stay focused, never give up, follow your dream. And another thing that was given to me is don't prejudge anyone, for because if you prejudge a person and you pass them by, then somebody else could get your blessing. Okay.
Mm.
And so I took that to heart. And at the conference, I saw a lot of women from all walks of life, in wheelchairs, walkers, canes, mature women, young, very young women, young adults. And that was heartwarming for me. Um, let's see. It was just so much that I got out of it. But the main thing that really struck me and really made me realize that I can do it because
Mm-hmm.
the what's her name? Kim
Katrina,
Kim Kim Mueller, Bessie Mueller from Utah. She shared her story, and it just touched home for me because I also was a foster child. And so I know what she was talking about, what it felt, and for her to come out of that, go into Mary Kay and stay focused and make it as far as she has, that's a true blessing. Nothing but God, led her through that. And I know because nothing but God led me. He was there through inception for me since I was 3 years old. And so she was emancipated, and she told her story about, how she progressed, with her homes and all of that, her husband, her children. And that was just really heartwarming for me.
thank you
So,
for sharing that, Hilda. And you know what, you guys, I feel like when we have tragedies or hardships, it really gives us a platform to touch other people's lives. Because everyone thinks when you get to the top or you grow in this company that the path was easy and paved with golden nuggets, and it's not. And everybody's got hardships. So, Hilda, thank you so much for sharing
yes.
that. I greatly appreciate it. And we want to have you guys share more next time. Debbie, go ahead. Take it away for 3 minutes, babe.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm glad to see everybody again. I would just want to say that the conference was an awesome and a marvelous experience. Like Hilda said, we had some challenges before we got there. My power went out like at 8 o'clock, and then we're like, okay, how are we going to do this? After I'm just stepping out the shower, and I don't know how I'm going to do my hair and stuff. But anyway, we made it because of God's grace. Because of God's grace. Anyway, so I love being there. There was a lot of diverse women, like I said, and I interacted with several. And most of them have been in Mary Kay for 10 years or more. So that was really encouraging to know that they were in a company that they stayed with. No matter the ups and downs and the valleys, they stayed with the company. So that was exciting to hear that from the many diverse women. Also, I've actually heard from two of the people from Southern California already. I heard from one that next day on Sunday. And then on Monday, I had another one text me to encourage me about the business. So that was really exciting because, they don't really know me, but I met them and it was just nice for them to send those encouraging things and stuff. So I thought the theme for the conference, kind of power up, actually was really appropriate. Diane, you're just such a great motivational speaker and you're so caring. And I think everybody, I was proud to say, that's my director. I'm in the bathroom or where I was. They're like, who's that, Diane? I'm like, yeah, that's my director. So I was taking ownership and I was proud. I was puffing out my chest because I'm like, yeah, she is awesome. And so, I think that it encouraged us to be, there's power in the Mary Kay product. There's power in her plan. And basically that plan is, booking, selling, coaching, and recruiting, and then repeat. So, all of them talked about that, and then they talked about the power of your individual plan, the power of your commitment, the power of your time management. I think Katrina talked about using the technology to staying committed and thinking bigger and being consistent and then, showing up as a boss. I'm like, yeah. And then the energy that you bring is what you're going to get in return. Whatever you really put in, Mary Kay, that's what you're going to get in return. And so I
I
thought it
love
was
that.
really awesome. Yeah, I love that too. And then, Janice talked about know your why,
Mhm.
and, and being part of the team and just being able to service your customers with confidence. That's one thing they were all talking about is, being confident, closing with confidence. So all those different things and the power of your voice. So it was very exciting because not only will I be able to use, I think, in the marketing for Mary Kay, but those things that I can use individually to grow too. I just thought that was very exciting, and I like that theme of powering up. And I think I'm going to be able to do some of those things. I was talking to Diane earlier. I really need for myself is to always have my business cards in the little sample bag because I haven't been doing that, and using the Mary Kay brand. I should be wearing the t-shirts. There's many of things that I could be doing to step up my game, and I'm really going to be prepared and being intentional and really focus on that. So that's what
Great.
I took away.
Great, Debbie. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you and I appreciate all your feedback. All right, next we have up is Miss Carrie McCurdy, number 5 in the quarter sales, winning a gorgeous blue bag, which I don't know if she's going to show us her gorgeous blue bag, but take it away, Carrie. Oh, look at that purse. Carrie, you're muted, babe.
I unmuted.
Oh, no, there you go. Okay.
Um, well, being as how I'm 10 years and I don't know if this is my 11th or what, career center, because I've been to all of them. They always tell you to stay with it and do this, but I was in the Red Jacket classes and several of them talked about image and getting out, and that we all kind of got stuck in the Zoom bubble and not wearing nylons. One of the girls, or nylons and heels, talked about she had to actually walk a couple days in her heels to remember how to walk in her heels again. Um, and I do the majority of my parties in person, but I know a lot of people do half and half, and a lot of people do all Zoom. But what they kept saying was to dress up and go out because, and I used to tell my kids this when they were living with me and looking for jobs but never left the house, that nobody's going to come knock on your door and go, oh, gosh, I just waited for you and now I want to buy something. Now, I will tell you, if you have your name and number on your card, they will do that because I've had it happen to me several times. But you still need to, like they said, you need to get out. You need to use the product. You need to fall in love with the product if you're not in love with it. And you need to get dressed up and not dressed up like you have to, long gown and all that, but dressed where you feel confident and good. Where's that place that you feel like one of them said she put on her heels and went to the grocery store because she wanted to own the grocery store. You know that feeling where you put on something and you just go, oh, I look fabulous. Do that and go talk to people because they said it doesn't sell itself. You have to actually get out the door. So it was just, I want to say inspiration to all because I know there's those days where we don't want to necessarily get up and get dressed. And if you're like me, where you can work from home, I do my husband's books and I pick up grandkids. It's really easy to go, oh, I don't have to do that. But they did also say set yourself a schedule. And Janice had a really good thing where she sets timers because if you're like me, I'm real easy to start something else in the middle of something and juggle 25 things in a couple hours. that probably comes from having a lot of kids and grandkids. But um, sometimes if you set yourself, which I did this today, and I actually texted, I don't know, like 30 of my text and talked to 30 of my old Elk Grove leads for the um, event we're going to have out there. So I'm just, saying that what it said, and that Mary Kay is life changing. I've been in Mary Kay for, it'll be 11 years in the end of September. I love Mary Kay. I love the person that she was. I love the idea that you can get a bunch of women together and they actually don't want to kill each other. And I know for new people, that's kind of an amazing thing. Um, and that everybody really, really, really just wants to help everybody. And I believe that everybody should do Mary Kay for a while, if not for the education, sisterhood, and just great feeling. Um, yeah.
So Carrie, before I let you go, and I know we're running really low on time here, but when they called your name and you got to run across stage, had you already visualized that in your head that you were getting that blue purse? Was that like in your
Well,
brain?
yeah, I did until you go, oh, I don't know. They just called six. And then all of a sudden they go, Diane, and she's screaming and the whole row's losing it. And I'm like, oh my God. It was, I do
But
have,
it was very cool. There's
it,
some really cute pictures on Facebook too, if you guys
it
didn't see
was,
them.
it was very exciting. And yeah, I wasn't sure, but I was almost sure. But then like I told Diane, when the girl had, I don't know, would she have 45 something in already? I was like, ah, crap. I don't know. So,
Well,
but
congratulations. Super proud of you. Okay, Melanie, we don't have lots of time, but take it away. Tell us
Yep.
what was your greatest takeaway from Career Conference?
Okay, greatest takeaway. Well, I loved at what the same speaker that Hilda mentioned, Kim, and after talking about her life growing up in the foster system, she repeated at least 3 times, no victims. There are no victims. And she followed that with, it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And she just was totally in faith that the hard times that she had been through were things that God allowed to build her as a person. And I thought that was really amazing. And it kind of went along with what I heard in one of the director classes when one of the gals said, she said, when we can get over it with just a 5-minute pity party,
Hmm.
then we're ready to move to the next level. And so whatever it is, give it 5 minutes and that's all. And that was like, oh, because pity parties, they're not fun, but for some reason we think they feel good and we waste a lot of time in the pity party. So I loved that. Katrina, when she was sharing with us, she said there are ups and there are downs, and she named several. But joy is non-negotiable. So we can, we don't need to let those things take our joy from us. And then she said, the only reason we're fearful of a storm is if the storm is stronger than the structure. So the idea is that we want to, build our structure, and then this doesn't matter what the storm is, it will not take us down. And from a more practical point of view, it is more important to be duplicatable than to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And especially you gals who are wanting to team build, you want the people that you are working with to see what you do as something that they could also do. We don't want to, overly complicate it, overly mystify it. We want to be duplicatable. And then the other thing she said that I loved was, and I might not have the exact wording, but she said, you can't be everything you want to be, but you can be everything that you are. And that's what we need to be looking for is, what are our strengths and building those strengths. So those were things I took from it. And I also took from it, just going to say, the set of girls.
Ooh, yeah, Melanie was drawn as one of the 3 winners. Melanie, hold that up really high so we can all see it.
I have to.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, the pearls, and then my fake background is interfering. And then also
The Tory Burch
the
bag.
Tory Burch bag, which is actually really cool. So yeah, that was something. It was funny because I was
Wow,
sitting
it's
there.
huge.
Well, it's like a little. I mean, that's because I'm holding it close, but
I know, but it's bigger. I thought it was gonna be like a coin
yeah,
purse.
yeah. No, it's big enough, and it's got a few pockets on the inside. So
Cool.
it's big enough for a phone. It's got like a 6 card holder, a zip pocket, and it has an outside pocket too. It's actually a really,
When they announced her
really
name, we
nice
all
bag.
started screaming.
Well, it was so funny because I was sitting there with Kimberly, and when they started pulling names, we said, well, there's no reason we both can't win. And then the second name got called, and we said, okay, well, now we both can't win. And we always joke every time the give it away comes up, we're like, oh, they spelled our names wrong again, you know? And so when she called my name, it was like, because we were like, oh, well, one of us can win. And weren't really expecting anything. So it was actually, and the two other gals that were up there, both were in the top 10 of sharing for the whole career conference, which I was not, unfortunately, but they had a lot of, they had their name in that thing a lot of times. I think I had my name in 2 times. So,
Wow.
so just think, even then, you know, it doesn't, once is enough. So there you go.
Nice
It
job.
only takes
Well,
one, but get your name in there.
so I know I don't really have time to share what my takeaways were, and I can always share them next week, but one or two things I just wanted to bring up. Katrina Harris said, we have 105 days to finish. What are you willing to finish? What are you willing to dig your heels in and say, this is a non-negotiable goal? Not, well, if I feel like working out at the gym, I'll go. And if I happen to lose weight by going, that's a great thing. Or saying, I'm going to be in the best shape I've ever been in, and I'm going to work out for the next 100. Like, whatever it is, what is your commitment? Is it branding yourself? Is it Debbie going every day to the gym in her dance class with a Mary Kate t-shirt? Is it literally every day handing your card to one woman? One woman. If it means you don't leave your house, go on a walk, knock on a neighbor's door, hand out one card. What are they going to do? Shoot you? Like nothing bad's going to happen. You never know. They might say, oh, you do Mary Kay. I lost my consultant. So do one thing. And she said, Katrina asked us, who's going to take the next step with me? Who's going to take their next step and go with me? Your purpose has to be so clear. She says she doesn't accept any half booty effort. And then the last thing I want to share with you really quick is there was some of the directors Janice talked to in Europe, and I've always originally thought, well, if a customer is willing to spend 400, why would I want to recruit her? Because when she buys 400 from me, I make $200. But here's the mindset. She asked everybody in the directors meeting to close their eyes and to raise their hand if they joined for the discount. More than half of the room raised their hand. Now, these are not consultants, these are directors. And they're saying, more than half of the room joined Mary Kay for the discount. So you guys, how do you know half of you joined for the discount? And look at you, you're getting into red and doing all this other stuff. So all I can tell you is you might say that, but don't hesitate. So I would encourage each and every one of you to add at least 3 to your team this month. 3 customers who love you, who love the product, who if you disappeared, they'd go hunt someone down in a pink car or something to go find their Mary Kay. Are you sharing with them? Are you saying, you know what? I love taking care of you, but our discount is 50%. And being that it's only $20 to get started, you really should think about doing this. Even if you only hold a party a year or 2 parties a year,
Mhm.
you can go any pace you want because once you get them in the pink side of the fence and they get in the pink bubble, they will see such a different side of the company. So I'm going to type up some of these notes I got from Katie, shared from all of you. I took some notes of everything that everybody shared, but I do want to do some real quick recognition and recap and then throughout the 24-hour challenge. So Katie did 2 faces, 2 shares, and 3 sales. Carrie McCurdy had a $350 week. Sherry did 9 faces, added 3 new team members and 560 in sales and a $1,200 wholesale order. Sandy added a new team member. Hilda did a sharing appointment and added a new team member. Debbie had $78 in sales to men, which is exciting. And Connie also got a new team member. So you guys, I'm just telling you, the momentum is building. And if we got 105 days, I want to close with one thought. How many of you have ever bought a puzzle at a used store? And what's your prayer? Please have all the pieces be in here, right? And you're putting it together and it's been open before. So you're thinking, ooh, might there be a piece missing? What happens if one piece is missing? The puzzle is not complete. So I want to share with you guys, you might not if you're watching this and you are a consultant in our unit and you're going, but Diane, I don't really matter toward the unit goal. I order twice a year. Yeah, you do. Because what if your 225 order is the one that puts us up over the top, right? You don't know. And so every one of you holds a piece of the puzzle. The person who is the bat girl is just as important as the pitcher, the catcher, the first baseman, because everybody plays a part, right? Everybody plays a part. Without one of you, the puzzle is not complete. So it doesn't matter how big of a piece you play, but I will tell you, and I'll share the quote that one of you had mentioned before. I think it was Katie. God would never put a dream in your heart without equipping you with the skills to make it happen. And picture fear and faith like a teeter-totter. When faith is high, fear is low. But when fear is high, faith is low. So if you're a person of faith and fear starts creeping up, say, oh, no, go back down. That's not happening. God's got big plans for me and I'm going to embrace that. And so go for it. All right. So your challenge is two-pronged. Your challenge is number one, to attend Janice's training tomorrow. Jump on Janice's training, whether you're doing it on camera, off camera, whatever, but jump on Janice's training and set up one selling appointment this month, like a facial. I don't care if it's in person or virtual. Set up some selling appointment, either drop off samples to her, have her come over this Saturday, whatever, but add one more person to your date book. And I want to do a shout out to those of you who did the challenge last week. You'll be getting a prize in the mail. And that was to do a share appointment with your director. And I know Sherry did it with me and Hilda did it with me. So if I forgot somebody who did a sharing appointment with me, let me know. But I know both of you did a sharing appointment with me. So congratulations to everybody for sharing tonight. Thank you so much. And I couldn't be more proud as your director of just being there with each one of you and watching your eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger as we went. So I appreciate each and every one of you. So do the 24-hour challenge, get a booking, find one woman, and you could just say, I'm in a challenge. Can I borrow your face? And I guarantee you they're going to go, what? Say, I just need to borrow your face, and borrow their face. Have them come over, get them ready for bed. Takes 20 minutes, right? All right, you guys, thanks for being on tonight.
Bye.
Bye.